On December 27, 1892, Livingstone and Biddle College, now known as Johnson C. Smith University, played in Salisbury, North Carolina, with Biddle winning 5-0. Over time, HBCU football has evolved. HBCU football's popularity continues to rise. Millions attend games each year and millions more watch on television. The HBCU bands provide some of the top entertainment in the country. Over that time, some of the best players to ever play in the National Football League played at HBCUs. Every Monday through Friday on the HBCU Football Daily Podcast, national radio and television host Donal Ware takes a look at what's happening in HBCU football and talks with coaches, players, administrators, and media about the season. Make sure you join the conversation on social media. Now, here's your host, Donal Ware.
This is the HBCU Football Daily Podcast for today, Wednesday, August 23rd. I'm Donal Ware, 3 days away, just 3 days away from the start of the HBCU football season, and the student athletes again take center stage on the HBCU Football Daily Podcast. We're going to take things to Richmond, Virginia. Say hello to probably one of the best two running backs in all of HBCU football, one of the best in the country. He's a junior from Bridgeton, New Jersey. Rushed for 1,920 yards on last year. He is Jada Byers. He joins us here on the HBCU Football Daily Podcast. What's going on, Jada?
What's up? Thanks for having me on here.
Hey, look, it's my pleasure. I mean, what a season for you. But even before we talk about that, and you were just discussing that, earlier today, you had a really good football practice. You guys are coming off an appearance in the Division II playoffs. How is camp coming to this point?
To be honest, camp coming is just like us being a student, us being the teachers. For the older guys, I feel as though our seniors, they're being students and teachers. For the young guys, they're just being the students. They're learning from the older guys that the positions that they play, and the coaches are on their ones and twos and making sure we're in the right position for us to have a great ball club this year.
Yeah, no doubt about it. As you prepare for your opening game on next week, as a matter of fact, season is already here. As a team, your thoughts on how the team did, because you guys had been knocking at the door, or Virginia Union had been knocking at the door for a couple of years now, didn't win the CIAA championship, but earned a spot in the D2 playoffs. So your thoughts?
My thoughts about that, it's a great experience. It's like a lot of teams haven't had that experience yet. So that just shows you what Virginia Union is really about and what Coach Parker teaches over here at this program. And also, it's just feel as though we got that great experience now. We know what it feel like to be there. But everybody know what we really wanted to do, and we wanted to come out with a CIAA championship and have a run for the Natties. But this year, that's our team goes this year. We've been locked in 100% for us and have had a great camp. And every day we're just trying to better ourselves.
And then for you personally, I mean, just talk about, you rushed for almost 2,000 yards in 2022.
Oh, man, I just realized I just go back and do what I do every year when football comes around and when football is not around. Like my freshman year, I had 910 yards my freshman year at Virginia Union, and I always go back and look at the things I did wrong. That's one thing about me. You can ask any coach that ever coached me. I never praise the good things I do, because when you do that, you start to get big-headed. And I don't do that things. I go look and praise the things I did bad. Like, oh, I could have did a better block this year. Or I could have had this right here. Or I could have made a better cut or anything. And I go back and watch film and look at the things I did wrong. And that's why I feel as though I had the season that I had last year, because of the things I did wrong my freshman year. I got them right my sophomore year. So now this year I'm trying to do the same thing. I went back and looked at film and looked at the things I did wrong. And especially with the front five I have, hopefully they've been working all summer and doing what they do to better themselves. And us watching film together is just coming together as a team. And that's feel as though that's my personal goal, for my team to come with me as a team and make me the best player I could be to come out of Virginia Union.
What do you feel like? You mentioned doing some things wrong. It wasn't a whole lot. If you look at the numbers and your guys' success, right? But again, you're your harshest critic. So what are some of the things you felt like you didn't do as well last year?
Me personally, like I feed back off my blocking ability. I feel as though I could have had a better blocking game added to my game that I have now. And also, like the Valdosta game, I'll never forget the third play. I made an extra step and I didn't have to on a cut move where I only got 8 yards, and it could have been a a 85-yard touchdown. You see the difference in that? My yards could have went from 1,900 to 2,010 yards or whatever you want to be. I could have reached that 2,000 mark. And I also go look at all the games where I could have did an extra cut instead of just running southwest. I could have run north and south and things like that. So instead of me doing the extra cuts, and sometimes just get straight downhill and do what I got to do.
I take it that that Valdosta game in the cut you didn't make bothers you because you could have, like you said, you could have gotten that 2,000 yards. Does that still bother you a little bit?
Yeah, because it's like, even though I had a big game and that was a record-setting game for me, that and people always mention themselves is that, oh, I rushed for 319 yards and made that a single division record. It's just I felt great about it and did what I had to do. But yes, that one cut did bother me.
Jada Byers, again, a junior for the Virginia Union Panthers, plays running back, 1,920 yards rushing on last year's 18 rushing touchdowns. He also caught 2 touchdown passes. He is, again, a junior from Bridgeton, New Jersey. He joins us here on the HBCU Football Daily podcast. So what are some of the things that you worked on, in this offseason to prepare for the 2023 season?
Oh, I worked on a lot. I worked on getting my health right, making sure my mental is right. And that's what people fail to realize. You can't play this game if your health is not right and the mental is not right. And just making sure I'm in the best shape of my ability to be, because it's 4th quarters in the game. It's not 1 quarter, 2 quarters. The game is called football. It's 4th quarters and all. You might got to get prepared for overtime sometimes. So I feel as though I went home and I went to make a couple of trips to work out with a couple of trainers. Like one trainer helped me with my blocking ability, named the Speed Genius. On Instagram, his name Brandon. And he played for Auburn. He was an Auburn running back. And that's one thing he told me. He said, Jay, I looked at the film. You can do everything else well, but one thing the coach is going to look at you for the next level because you're a 5'7" running back. They want to see if you're ready to protect Aaron Rodgers or Pat Mahomes and stuff like that. That's $1 million running back and $1 million, however you want to say, $1 million quarterback that you got to protect. Are you able to block a Micah Parsons if he coming on the blitz? And I said, right now, if I was to do that, I might not be able to. But that's why I got my body shaped to be able to block wherever it comes my way. So that's feel as though that was the least of my ability that I need to add it to my game. But everything else is just natural instincts off of me.
You were listed at, you said 5'7", you were listed at 180. What are you up to now in terms of weight? What are you up to now?
Right now I'm at 185.
Okay. So you put on five good pounds in the offseason. Speak to that, and that's just hard work and dedication.
Yeah, it definitely is. All the days in the weight room, and then we got a new strength and conditioning coach, our wide receiver coach, Montario Hand, Coach Hand. That's my dog right there. He makes sure he's on me every day. And one thing he told me, hey, you ain't gonna mess this up for yourself, and you ain't gonna mess it up for your kids you have at home. You got to do what you got to do, and I'm gonna be on you every day. And that's one thing he do. He keep me holding accountable and making sure I'm doing what I got to do.
Did you have this question is twofold. Did you have an opportunity in this day of the transfer portal and all of that? Did you have an opportunity to transfer? Did you consider maybe putting your name in the transfer portal?
No, I didn't consider put my name in the transfer portal at all because I came from a Division I level. And I know how it is for every kid to, I want to go D1, I want to go here. And one thing I learned about that is when I was at Sacred Heart, I was trying to make myself comfortable where I wasn't at. At Virginia Union, I'm the most comfortable person I could be, and I could just be myself. And that's why I feel as though I would never leave Virginia Union, regardless of what teams want me to come there. I don't think Jada Byers' name will ever be in the portal.
No doubt about it. Jada Byers, running back for Virginia Union, joins us here on the program. So, you are interested in getting the all-time rushing record this year, which is 2,628 yards. It was set by Barry Sanders at Oklahoma State in 1988. Speak to that. You've got confidence and belief that that's something you and your line and the team as a whole can get done.
I feel as though, like I tell everybody, this the days we work hard and the days we just sitting there doing what we have to do and watching film. Game is about inches, and I feel as though God wrote my story. He wrote my life out already. It's in the Bible, and I'm just living the actions. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And it's always set the goal high. If you set your goal too low, you're not making yourself better. So if I was just put in my head, say, all right, Barry Sanders rushed for 2,842 yards with 42 touchdowns, why not say, Jay, let's just get 3,000 yards this year with 43 touchdowns? The least I would take to myself, like, being realistically, okay, I might do have a bad game, but you never know what God got planned for me. The least I would take is 2,500 yards. To me, that's 600 more yards that I added on to what I had last year. So that means me going back to watch film and doing what I had to do and making sure everything comes together, how God got his plan.
How excited are you personally, and then your teammates as well, because you guys are playing in the Black College Football Hall of Fame Classic against Morehouse on Sunday, September 3rd. It's your season opener. It's going to be on NFL Network. It's in Canton, Ohio. And that's got to, you've got to be excited. I mean, because you're on a national audience where there is TV, right? Like Union's been on TV, but not maybe to this magnitude. You've got to be pretty excited about that.
Hey, our team can't wait. When I say we can't wait, it's going to be a show that we're coming to bring out. And it's an opportunity for both sides of the team. It's not an opportunity for Virginia Union. It's an opportunity for Morehouse, too. I know they got some guys with it that's ready to show their talent and showcase what they've been putting on, the hard work in over the season, to show them what, hey, we're going to show Virginia Union what we're about, and Virginia Union is going to show us what they're about. It's a showcase for everybody. It's not just a single person out there just say, oh, he's just better than everybody out here. Let's just focus on this one kid. It's a showcase for Morehouse. It's a showcase for Virginia Union. It's also a showcase for the coaches. Hey, coaches, it might give a coach the opportunity to, hey, man, next level, coach. We call them for you. We see what you did with the kids you got there. You never know what happens for anybody. It's always in God's hands. So I feel as though us being on that network is best for both teams and showing what both programs are really about and how deep history is with both programs.
A couple of more thoughts with Jada Byers of Virginia Union, who joins us here on the program, and we really appreciate the time. What do you like when you're not playing ball and you're not on the field? I know you're serious. You're always talking about you're watching film. So when you're even not watching film or you don't have schoolwork, what do you like to do?
I just like to spend time with my two kids that I have, my daughter and my son. That's the most thing I have important to me. So besides I'm not doing that, I'm just having fun with them and making memories with them as long as I can before I come back to school.
How did you end up at Virginia Union?
So what happened was I was at Sacred Heart. Things didn't go right well, meaning no grades or nothing like that. It's just I didn't want to be there no more, and I wound up hopping in the portal. And my all-star coach from Midget League, when I played for the Pee Wee level, Quan Johnson is a very close friend of Coach Parker, and Quan told Coach Parker about me, and like a week later, Coach Parker wound up calling me and say, Jada, hey, I want you to come play football for Virginia Union, and that's how I just wound up getting here. And I just said, hey, Coach, I'm ready to come ball.
No doubt. Did you? Call and I accepted it. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said I just got the call and I accepted it, and when I got here, it's just been open orders ever since then.
Yeah, how much? Was it? And I know it was the connection to Coach Parker. Obviously he's an HBCU guy through and through. Were you aware of how much did you know about HBCUs prior to coming to Virginia U?
I didn't really know about too much HBCUs before I came to Virginia because every kid dream was to go to a big Division I level of football coming out of high school, and that was always my dream. Like my dream school is LSU. That was always my dream school, always been my dream school. And it was like, hey, once I put that in my head, I got to be true for myself and doing what I got to do what's best for me, go get it done. And once I got here, I know a lot about HBCUs now. It's somewhere where I could really just be myself.
No doubt. So what are you pursuing your degree in, and what do you ultimately hope to do with it once your football playing days are over?
So my degree is social work. That's my major right now. Minor, I'm about to start a minor business. So what I plan on doing is right now, when I go back home in the summer, I'll start football camps up, and I got shirts about to start going around. Is the shirt's going to be IMU. That's going to be the saying on the shirt. And what that mean by that is for anybody, not just a football player, life in general. Some kids may look up to people that's not football players, basketball players, maybe, some street people. You never know what kids look up to nowadays with this generation. So I started a small business with the shirt is going to call IMU. What I mean by that, the kid that you're looking up, that kid that's looking up to you, you're that kid. You was once that kid at a point in life. And that's what I'm trying to get these kids to see, that I was you at one point in life. At one point in life, I didn't have nothing some days where I do got it now. And I look up to certain people that's older than me. Also back home, I'm a part of a business called Life Worth Living. And that's my uncle's business. He's a social worker himself, where we go around and talk to kids for schools and just giving this generation back what we didn't have. And talking about this generation, what's the next step? It's not always got to be a doctor or a lawyer. There's multiple ways out here to do what you have to do to pursue your dream. And after that, when football season is over for me and I'm well set in stone, if I did make it to the NFL and if I done it, I feel as though I'm going to have a great things to leave for my kids and leave everything in their name, and they would not ever have to ask nobody for anything. They would always have things I didn't have, and that's just my goal, to make sure my kids are taken care of, my family is taken care of, and I leave them the best I can leave them.
No, it's a beautiful thing. Last thought. So growing up in Bridgeton, which is South Jersey, which is the Philadelphia area. I mean, that's it's probably more known for basketball. I would think. I mean, but it's great athletes. I mean, that's the bottom line. So, were you a basketball player also growing up?
Yeah, I wasn't. I wouldn't say I was a main basketball player, but I was a basketball player. So we have some things like we got a league called PAL. We got a league called City League, and the City League for the little kids, I won 6 in a row. I won a championship 6 times in a row. I won 4 MVPs in the league, and that's what I tell people. Like back home, I tell people, hey, I'm the next Jordan. If that's what you want to say. Jordan won 6 with 6, bro, and that's how I did for me. And when I got to the older level, I won 3 straight there. And it's just. I wasn't going to say I was the main basketball kid, but I was a pretty great athlete at it. So I know the game, and I'm very quick on my feet. I know how to just play my role when it's time for me to do what I got to do.
So, what at Hamilton did you play basketball also?
I played basketball my freshman year, and then my sophomore and junior year, I locked in on football even more. And then my senior year, when football season was over, it was like, hey, I might as well stay in shape. And it's crazy to say this, that my senior year, that basketball team of St. Joe, we have the best record that St. Joe ever had. I think the record was set at 24-5. We won 24 games. We only lost 5.
Wow. You started on that team?
I didn't start. I could have started, but I didn't. I was just a role player. Basketball is not my main sport. So if I see this is a guy that basketball is the main sport to that guy, I would take the back seat to that guy. Yeah. I'm not hater coach. I'm better than. No, he came here to play basketball. Coach, let him do what he do. Let him perform. I'm not going to outshine that guy. I'm not going to try to outshine that guy, but I'm going to make sure this guy is on his ones and twos and make sure he's the best player when he gets on that court. And I would say I was a 6 man. I was a Ginobili, Lou Williams, James Harden at the point of the time. I was one of them. You feel me? But when I got on the court, I turned into a Kyrie Irving.
Right.
I turned into Uncle Drew when I got on the court, bro. That's it.
I like that. Are you a 76ers fan?
No, I don't have no favorite basketball team. I'm just a LeBron fan. Okay. That's what I tell people. LeBron is my Jordan to everybody. I never watched Michael Jordan play. So when people always bring that argument, who's better than LeBron and Jordan? LeBron is my Jordan. That's all I can tell people.
No, that is very fair. Well, Jada Byers, again, running back for Virginia Union, HBCU All-American, an overall All-American, really for that matter. He's a junior from Bridgeton, New Jersey. Of course, Virginia Union opens the season Sunday, September 3rd in the Black College Football Hall of Fame Classic in Canton, Ohio, as he joins us here on the program. Jada, appreciate the time. Good luck to you and the Panthers this season.
Appreciate it. Good luck to you, too.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the HBCU Football Daily Podcast. You can also listen to the podcast at BOXTOROW.com, iHeartMedia, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to get your HBCU football fix on BOXTOROW with Donal Ware each weekend on the radio station near you, and on SiriusXM on HBCU, Channel 142, and on ESPNU Radio on SiriusXM, Channel 84. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at BOXTOROW for the latest in HBCU football, and don't forget to tell a friend.